Welcome, everyone. This is Joe Degger, the host of the Business 901 podcast. With me today is Bill Capodagli. Bill is one of the most recognized storytellers in the cultures of Disney and Pixar, educating audiences with Walt Disney's original success formula of dream, believe, dare, do that is used by entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies alike. Well, one of the things that I think about Walt Disney, and I think about, Steve Jobs, some of the icons, okay, are credited with knowing their customers. And how did they develop that innate knowledge, and how did they transform that to an organization about learning about customers?
I think what the secret to both of those men, and very different in many of their styles, but I think they were interested in solving customer problems. I mean, Steve Jobs didn't go out and say, "Gee, I want to make a better Walkman." He went out and said, "Hey, I carry around dozens of CDs, and how can I get more music? How can I solve that problem?" Same thing with Walt Disney. He looked at amusement parks and said, "Gee, these things are dirty and ugly, and parents don't like going to those. I want to put a place together where parents and kids are going to have a great time."
And I think that's so true. I remember a statement by Steve Jobs, and I'll probably not get it quite right, okay? But, he always said when they was comparing Zune and some of the things Microsoft was doing, he says, "Our people like music." and I think what he meant by that is that they were involved in making it a great user experience, that they liked, that they just making it like
Right.
they could use it themselves, right?
Right. And I think the other similarity between the two gentlemen is their love for the aesthetics, love for making it look good and feel good. I mean, part of the Apple experience is opening up your product. When you go to an Apple store and you buy something, the clerk will actually give you the package. They'll say, "We want you to open it up. We want you to experience the packaging and the joy of actually opening it up."
Well, and I think, so true, because when you think of Walt Disney or Disney World and Disneyland, you get off the train and you walk in, and the first thing you smell, if I remember correctly, is like fresh baked cookies somewhere. Isn't that true?
Cookies and popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that experience is right there when you
Right.
just walk in, right?
Right. And everything. I mean, Walt used to send a gentleman, John Hench, to the park for one day, once a month, all day, to look for colors that didn't work. So I mean, colors, smells, everything was important to the experience.
You've encapsulated so much in the Disney Way book. What has been something that you've taken? Why do you continue writing that book? Okay, one, you probably make money on it, but I mean, but you got to have a passion for it.
Well, I think the passion for this edition is seeing some of these companies that are less well known or just starting up or really trying to change their cultures. Was really passionate that my co-author, my wife, and I have really enjoyed doing. We had enjoyed featuring an organization which we worked for 3 years, a government organization that has just had outstanding results, Ottawa County, Michigan. And they've just totally embraced the Disney way. They call it the Ottawa way, their organization. And a third element that I wanted to include in this book is a brand new chapter that we call "The Real Pixie Dust is Love," and we talk about Walt's passion for his customers, for his people, and for his product. And the fourth part of that chapter is for himself. Because a person has to feel good about what they're doing, feel good about themselves in order for them to really deliver that world-class customer service.
I think you said something that was really unique there that I don't hear from a lot of people. And I've always kind of expressed an idea that you never become lean. You never become a lean company till you start calling it, till you stop calling it lean, and you call it your own.
Right.
And you just said there, it's not the Disney way, right? It's
Right.
the Ottawa way, and
It is.
it jumped out at me.
Yep.
in that, because that's so important to embrace that, because that's when it becomes culture, right?
It does. It does. They need to embrace it. It needs to be theirs.
I look at your website and you're just returning from a speaking tour, I think, that you did to maybe promote the book. Are you still
Sure.
out giving speaking engagements and going about?
Most definitely. We're doing speaking keynotes and working with clients to help them implement, become more customer centric in their cultures.
Okay. Well, is there anything you'd like to maybe add about the Disney way that I didn't ask? Is some deep secret that you know that's maybe not even in a book?
Well, I think you touched on it, Joe, that people need to internalize this. I said, you can't copy a culture that's right for Disney or the Four Seasons or Ottawa County. You need to define a culture that's right for your organization, then make it work. And there's no instant pudding. It's hard work, but the results can be phenomenal.
Well, and I think you hit that point, and that's what everybody does. When I go from the marketing side, they're always looking for a template to use of someone else's, right. and it just doesn't work. Okay, no. It's got to be your own, right?
Right.
I've enjoyed this time very much, Bill. What's the best way for someone to contact you and learn more about the Disney way?
Sure, at our website, www.capojak, that's CAPOJAC.com.
I encourage everybody to take a look at the Disney way. I can't think of a better way to spend a weekend than reading that book, okay?
Thanks, Joe. You're very kind.
Thanks again. This podcast will be available on the Business 901 iTunes Store and the Business 901 website. So thanks, everyone, for joining us.